You know, it's a very unusual. She's incredible, by the way. And I watch, too. I think she's incredible. The shot.
Did you catch that? That was none other than the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump, praising Caitlin Clark, and the sports fans are losing their minds. Trump not only called Clark phenomenal, but he just destroyed everyone who refused to acknowledge Clark's talent.
You know, I watched this shot go in. Well, it's like, couldn't she shoot that way in the NBA? If you want to know, just give her the ball. She is unbelievable. And it's a phenomena. It's something that is taking place.
But while Clark's fans are popping champagne, many of the so-called WNBA vets like Asia Wilson are throwing tantrum after tantrum. This saga isn't just sports drama, it's Shakespearean-level chaos wrapped in the spicy glaze of modern social media warfare. Stay till the end, folks. I will show you what Donald's endorsement of Caitlin Clark means for the WNBA and why Asia is so jealous of this endorsement.
Well, one thing I didn't really expect to see today was Donald J. Trump weighing in on not only Caitlin Clark, but the WNBA and women's sports in general and the pay equity issue. Now, if you follow this channel, we all know why the WNBA is not, their salaries are not where a lot of the players believe they should be.
Let's get one thing straight. Donald Trump's words weren't your run-of-the-mill applause. They were the verbal equivalent of a standing ovation at Madison Square Garden. He praised Caitlin for her game, her grit, and her ability to make the WNBA remotely relevant, an achievement some veterans like Asia Wilson have been trying and failing for years. Trump even called out the league for underpaying her, asking why Caitlin isn't earning millions like her NBA counterparts. It was the kind of glowing endorsement that could turn even the worst critic into a Clark fan.
Former President Donald Trump's all in on Caitlin Clark. Make one final call to the popular podcast, the Let's Go podcast, Belichick and Jim Gray. And he's all aboard Caitlin Clark mania. He is. He is.
It's hard. It's really, really hard. And I don't even know why I'm crying.
But instead of uniting in celebration, Asia Wilson has decided to be that person at the party, the one who cries in the corner because the spotlight isn't on her. Let's talk about Wilson for a second, the reigning WNBA MVP who spent more time downplaying Caitlin Clark than actually celebrating her own achievements. When Trump dropped his praise bomb, Wilson reacted as if someone had declared pineapple as the official pizza topping of the WNBA, in pure outrage and disgust.
Now, arguably the most popular player in all of men's or women's basketball. We're talking about Caitlin Clark, and Asia Wilson is annoyed by how the league grew. I'm baffled. I mean, they went from a $60 million television contract to a $260 million a year television contract, and these players are mad.
Yes, you heard that right. Asia Wilson's mad because the WNBA is blowing up. Asia has been quoted as saying that she's super annoyed by the fact that the WNBA is getting popular. Can you believe it? WNBA's reigning MVP Asia Wilson is upset because her league is blowing up. Wait a second. Does this make any sense? When a sport or a franchise gets popular, it makes sense for the players to be happy, upbeat, or cheerful. You can also expect a party as well. But for Asia, it's more of a gloomy situation than a blooming situation. Crazy, right? Now, you might be thinking, why does Asia look so upset about the WNBA's rise to fame? If anything, she should be cheerful that her league is finally getting some recognition after all these years of deserted stadiums, empty seats, and non-existent ratings. Asia is looking super annoyed.
The WNBA. So that's the thing with these players, with Asia Wilson, is she is a relatively big draw. Clearly not the Caitlin Clark draw.
The Aja Wilson PR is bigger offer than Caitlin. Here's the reason why she is not invited to the party. The WNBA's rise to fame is only because of one name. You guessed it right, Caitlin Clark. And here's the interesting thing. Her jealousy is more transparent than a freshly cleaned glass window. Wilson knows she can't compete with Clark's gravitational pull. That is why she is upset and annoyed.
She has come out and she has deemed it, quote, super annoying at how the league has had a sudden rise of interest. What is the IQ of these players? They're super jealous because they know this league grew for one reason and one player only, Same reason the NBA is trying to get her in the All-Star game. Now, arguably the most popular player in all of men's or women's basketball. We're talking about Caitlin Clark.
She doesn't want to celebrate Clark's success, and she sure doesn't want to associate Clark's rookie season as the most groundbreaking season of the entire WNBA. Let's be honest, Clark is a cultural phenomenon. She's the player who gets casual sports fans to care about the WNBA. Wilson might be a star, she's a supernova, and it's burning Wilson alive. Now, Trump isn't known for subtlety, and his praise for Clark was no exception. He didn't just compliment her, he basically handed the WNBA a giant mirror and said, "Look at what you're wasting."
No, it's a phenomena. It's something that is taking place, and it's unusual. You know, Tiger, when he first went out, remember those days when Tiger went out? He was, or just a great baseball player in the minor leagues, or a first-year football player. You know, you see a running back who's making like minimum, and he turns out to be a superstar. You have that. Hopefully, she'll keep it going, and probably will. She's going to make a lot of money.
It wasn't just praise, it was a mic drop. She's revived a dead league, Trump declared, and they still pay her pennies compared to the NBA guys.
The league could probably go up and give her a bonus. You know, wouldn't kill the league if the league is doing okay. But they could, I mean, the league could really do something with it, because it's, you know, it seems unfair, but you have a lot of that.
That comment stung more than a full court press. Trump wasn't just criticizing the WNBA. He was pointing out their failure to properly recognize and reward their biggest star. It's as if he saw the league fumbling the bag and decided to broadcast it to the world.
The league could probably go up and give her a bonus. It wouldn't kill the league if the league is doing okay. The league could really do something with her because it seems unfair. But you have a lot of that. I see it all the time with football and baseball and even basketball. Somebody comes in and turns out to be 10 times better.
And let's not forget his subtle jab at the WNBA veterans. By highlighting Caitlin's impact, Trump inadvertently or maybe intentionally called out players like Wilson, who've had years to elevate the league but haven't managed to capture the same buzz. But here's where things get more interesting. A'ja Wilson has also claimed that she was offered more money by the unrivaled league, who is the main competition of WNBA. Something doesn't seem right. Do you remember that Caitlin was offered a huge sum of money by the unrivaled? Let me tell you, it was a Messi-like offer.
It has just been reported today that Caitlin Clark could receive a Lionel Messi-like offer to play in unrivaled startup 3-on-3 league, which is a full court press to sign her.
Now, A'ja's team is claiming that she received a more lucrative offer than Caitlin Clark. This is sounding more and more unbelievable by the minute. Just think about it. Sure, A'ja Wilson is a popular WNBA athlete, and many people even consider her the best. But let's be honest, she is not as popular as Caitlin Clark. So why would Unrivaled offer her a bigger contract?
Now, we all know Caitlin Clark turned the league down, right? Well, this source close to A'ja Wilson is claiming they offered A'ja Wilson more money than Caitlin Clark to play in this league. Because nobody believes it. I mean, you want to talk about smelling like bullshit? This story smells like bullshit.
That's correct. Many analysts and experts are calling this story out as BS and nothing more than a publicity stunt just to get back at Caitlin Clark.
The Aces, they're like, oh, the Aces sell out the stadium because of A'ja Wilson. Yeah, when Caitlin Clark comes to town, they have to go to a much bigger stadium. They have to go to a 20,000-seater stadium, which they still sell out. But, like, it is what it is. But I saw this right here. A'ja Wilson, Caitlin Clark turning down. I believe they did offer more than Clark, because I know what they offered A'ja, source close to Wilson said. They have money and they offered her a lot of money. What the hell does that mean?
The A'ja Wilson PR is crazy. Bigger offer than Caitlin? Let's be real here. Caitlin Clark is not only the most famous WNBA player out there, but the most popular women's athlete in recent memory. How can an up-and-coming league offer Wilson more money than the golden goose of the WNBA? Because unlike Caitlin Clark, nobody knows who A'ja Wilson is outside of the WNBA. Let's not mince words. Caitlin Clark is a threat. Not to women's basketball, but to the fragile egos of those who've been coasting on their star status without delivering the same level of impact. Clark didn't just walk into the WNBA. She kicked the door down, rearranged the furniture, and made herself at home. The truth is, Wilson and other Clark haters aren't mad at Clark. They're mad at themselves.
I've heard her be described as the queen bee of the Mean Girls Club in the WNBA. And that actually might, like, describe A'ja Wilson.
They're mad that despite years in the league, they've never commanded the kind of attention Caitlyn has in one season. And Trump's praise? That was just gasoline on an already raging fire. If you think Wilson's tantrum went unnoticed, think again. Social media exploded with fans calling her out for her pettiness.
And it talks about the fact that when she comes back from the offseason, that she's better. A'ja Wilson's better at her game. Well, fans saw this, and they're not buying it. So, to say this story got destroyed.
Imagine being salty because someone's doing what you couldn't, one user tweeted. Another chimed in, Wilson needs to take notes instead of throwing shade. Caitlyn is the future. Meanwhile, Clark's fans were celebrating like it was New Year's Eve. Memes flooded Twitter with captions like, Trump said what we've all been thinking, and Caitlyn Clark, making basketball great again. The divide was clear. While Clark was being celebrated for her talent and impact, Wilson was busy digging herself into a hole of bitterness and envy.
And of course, it wrapped its season with sold-out and record-breaking viewership on games, a staggering 170% increase, averaging 1.2 million viewers. But A'ja Wilson was super annoyed by that.
Wilson can throw all the tantrums she wants, but it won't change the fact that the Caitlyn Clark era is here, and it's not going anywhere. As for Trump, love him or hate him, he said what needed to be said. And as the world watches this drama unfold, one thing is clear: Caitlyn Clark is winning, on and off the court. What do you think? Is Donald Trump correct in endorsing Caitlyn Clark? Is A'ja really jealous of Clark? Do let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.